Students, in this lecture I will be discussing exercise 3b from the chapter linear equations and changing the subject of formula. I have already discussed exercise A, in which it was given linear equations, and I hope all of you must have understood what is linear equations and why do we call any equation to be linear. Now here I will be discussing exercise B, in which we have to frame the subjects. We have to frame the equation and then form and simplify this and get the answers. Before that, in this chapter, what actually we are supposed to do, the problem will be given in the form of words. The problems will be given in the form of words. Like I say that the area of the room is equal to product of its length and breadth. So what I said, the area of the room is equal to the product of its length and breadth. So this is in sentence, it is in words. Now what they are saying, area. So we will take, let us suppose that let the length be bx, and so let the length of the length be x, breadth be y, and area be a. Okay, this much we have to assume for our solution. This is our problem. The area of the room is equal to the product of its length and breadth. So I have to assume let the length be x, breadth be y, and area be capital A. Then according to this statement, we can write area is equal to x into y. So this is what we are going to study in this chapter. So our first task after reading the question, our first task will be to find the unknowns. Here all the three are unknowns. So I have assumed x, y, and a. After that, second step will be to frame the equation in such a way that it satisfies the given conditions, and then frame the equation. First we have to find out the unknowns, we have to take out the variables, we have to take out the constants, we have to assume it. Second step will be to frame the equation depending upon the conditions given. After that, we have to simplify this problem and get the value of the desired variable. Then afterwards, whatever variable we got, whatever solution we got, we have to satisfy and keep the values on the equation and then see whether my value, whatever it came, is correct or incorrect. So it is like detecting the problem, finding out the problems, what problems are given. Then second, we have to represent the unknowns of one or two with different variables. Then we have to find out the conditions given. After that, we have to frame the equation and solve, and then we have to verify the solution. So this is what I told you, and in this manner we will be able to finish this particular questions. Right now in this everything is a variable, so here we need not frame, we need not find any values. Directly we will be just framing the equation. Now I will be dealing some of the questions of our exercise. I hope we all will be able to complete this on time. Now question number 1 says that subpart 2, the SP selling price P of an article is 1 by 1 minus 1 by 10 times its mark price C after a discount of 10%. So selling price is what? Question number 1, subpart 2, what it says? Selling price P. So selling price P is equal to how much times? 1 minus 1 by 10 times means multiplication of mark price. Mark price is denoted by C here according to this question, after giving a discount of 10%. So 10% discount means 10 by 100, so it will be 1 by 10, which is already mentioned here. So your work is to only frame this much. It is given the selling price P of an article is whenever you see in word is means here equal to, gets again means equal to. Okay, when you see is means equal to, gets mean equal to, the selling price P of an article is, selling price P of an article is means equal to what, 1 minus 1 by 10 times means multiplication of the marked price C. C is here this. So only this much we have to do. In this way only we have to break the sentences and then we have to frame an equation. Now question number 2 subpart A I will be dealing here. Now the question says the reciprocal of focal length f equals the sum of the reciprocals of the object distance u and the image v. The reciprocal of focal length f, reciprocal of f is this, is equal to sum of the reciprocals. Sum of the reciprocal. First we have to find out the sum and then reciprocal. Sum of the reciprocals. So 1 by u plus 1 by v. In this way we will be framing the equation. The reciprocal of focal length f is equal to the sum of reciprocal of 1 by u and v. Now second question number 3. What is that? 3 subpart C I think I am going to discuss here. Question number C says a father is 30 years older than his son after 5 years from now. The age of the father will become 4 times the age of his son. Now what is the age of son here? It is already given. Age of son is x years. Father is how many times? What is the father's age? Father's age is 30 years more than this child. So x plus 30 years. Now after how many years we are having? Now after 5 years. After 5 years, age of son. After 5 years, age of son will increase, so it will become x plus 5 years. Age of father or father's age. Age of father will become x plus 30. It is already there. After 5 years, both the person, son as well as father, both will grow by 5 years. That is why we have to add 5 here also, plus 5. Now if we want, we can simplify this, but right now they are not asking you to solve the values. They are asking you to frame the equations. So step by step, whatever they say, we have to just put the values and substitute. So x plus 5 years. Now after 5 years, what has happened? Their age has become x plus 5 and x plus 30 plus 5 years. Now, and then next part they are saying that father's age, according to question, father's age. What is now father's age here? X plus 30 plus 5 years is, again it is given is, means equal to 4 times of what? His son. His son is x plus 5. So only this much you have to do and then this question is solved. So my dear students, the only technique and the only trick to crack these type of question is to break the sentences into small fragments and then substitute the values one by one. You have to read once, twice, thrice these questions to practice more and more and get your answers correctly. Unless you read, unless you go line by line, word by word, you will not be able to solve these types of questions. Now next part of this exercise only is framing. First part was framing the equation which we have seen, which I dealt right now. Now second part says that we have to make the subject. Now what is subject here? It is not like a English grammar that subject and predicate. Here suppose I have one equation, v is equal to u plus at. Now here v is free from any other coefficients. There is no other variables, no coefficient except the digit 1 here. Okay, by default 1 is there. So this type is called, this is called a subject. This is called a subject. If I want to make a as a subject here, then what I have to do? I have to write at is equal to at, v minus u is equal to at, v minus u is equal to at, then a will be equal to v minus u by t. Similarly, if I have to make t as the subject, then I will write t is equal to v minus u by t. If I have to make u as the subject, then u is equal to v minus of at. So in this way, we have to change the subjects, we have to identify the subjects. If the values, if the symbols or the constants or the alphabets are having some other terms related to them, multiplied to them or divided to them, then we have to simplify this, we have to remove this. This is what we are going to do in this particular exercise B, second part. Now the question says making the subject B is equal to u minus of ft. This is question number 5 subpart A. What is the subject here? They are asking write the subject and change the subject as indicated. Now here the subject is V and as indicated we have to change the subject. That means we have to make T as the subject. So our first task will be ft will be equal to u minus of V. T we have to make subject, so u minus of V upon F will be our subjects. Now sorry, T will be our subject. Here F B was subject, here T we have to change into subjects. Now second questions of this only we are going to see 5 subpart C. They are saying P is equal to A upon A plus B. We have to make A as the subject. To make A as the subject, we have to bring A towards one side. Here we have to bring ft towards one side, so that t I can keep on the left hand side and transfer all the other information towards right hand side. Here we have to make A as the subject. So first we will try to break this and bring A towards one side. Now we are having PA plus PB is equal to A. So I can write PA minus of A is equal to minus of PB. A common, P minus 1 is equal to minus of PB. A is equal to minus of PB upon P minus 1. Now if you leave this answer up to here, then also your answer is correct. But according to book, what it is given is like A is equal to, here we are having minus, right? I will write minus only, don't worry. Now if I want, can I write like this? 1 minus of P. P minus 1 can be written as minus outside 1 minus P, minus into minus. If I break this, suppose this part I am going to open this, it will become minus 1 plus P, which means P minus 1 only. So what I have done, I have taken out minus common, so that minus minus I can cancel. Finally our answer will be 1 minus P according to book. Now if you want to leave, you can leave the answers up to here also, there is no problem. But according to book, as per our book, we have to give our answers in this way. Both the answers are correct. Now question number 6 B we will see. Now here we have to make R1 as the subject. How we are going to make R1 as the subject? R1 is inside the root. So our first task is to free these symbols, free this root. How we are going to do? We can achieve this by 2 pi is equal to root under of 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2, right? Subject is R here. Now to remove this root, I have to do the squaring. So squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides I have to do. So in this way, R by 2 pi whole square is equal to root under R2 whole square, correct? Now this will be equal to R square 4 pi square is equal to 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Now you see 1 by R2 I can bring this side. So R2 square by 4 pi square minus plus 1 by R2 is equal to 1 by R small r1, correct? Now after this what we are going to do? Now what we will do? We will first take the LCM, so it will become 4 pi square R2. This will be R square into R2 plus of 4 pi square is equal to 1 by R1. Now R1 is my subject, we have to make. So I can do the reciprocal. So it will become R1. This whole numerator will go up. So it will become 4 pi square R2 upon R square plus 4 pi square. So in this way we finished our exercise. Now if we want, we can take out one more thing we can do, my dear students. Here if we observe 4 pi r square, 4 pi r is common in both the part, right? If I will take 4 pi r square r2 here, 4 pi denominator, can I take? No. Sorry student, we can't take. It is different. Okay. So in this way we finished our questions problem. Now we have to see the next. Now here what we have to do, we have to make L as the subject. From this equation we have to make L as the subject, and then we have to find the value after putting the values of S, A and N. Now how to make this L as subject? So I can write S is equal to N by 2 bracket A plus L. So after cross multiplication I will get 2S is equal to N A plus L. Now 2S upon N is equal to A plus L. So L will be equal to 2S upon N minus A. Correct? This is my subject. I frame the equation in the form of L with the subject. Now I have to find the values. So L will be equal to, what is my S? S is equal to 55, N is equal to 10, minus A is equal to 1. So 2 5s are 10, 5 11s are 11 minus 1 is 10. So L is equal to 10. Now this is actually the formula for sum of arithmetic series, which you will study in class 10th, and it is one of the important chapter for class 10. Right now they have just given an introductory, just a small formula, so that if you want you can remember. S is equal to N by 2, A plus L. L is the subject, where L is last term, A is first term, N is total number of terms, and S is sum. S denotes sum of the series. Now I actually forgot to solve one question from exercise 3B part 1 4B. Now that I will be discussing. Now 4B question says the sum of a number of 2 digits and the number obtained by reversing the digit is 99. Means we are having 2 numbers and its reciprocal, means reversing the numbers. Write an equation of the digits. 1 place is x and 10 place is y. Okay. Now question number 4 subpart B, my dear student. They are saying that we are having 2-digit number. Now let me explain you. If I write 23, this is a 2-digit number. Now in our lower class, like in class 1, LK, UKG 1, 2, we have studied, we used to write 2 tens plus 3 ones. If you remember, we used to write underline, fill in the blanks type. We used to write 23 is equal to 2 tens plus 3 ones. Our teachers used to make us by heart all these things. Now same thing we are going to apply here. If you have studied this, if you remember, definitely it will be very easy. If not, then you please see. 23 means 2 tens plus 3 ones. If I write 59, then it will be 5 tens plus 9 ones. 5 tens means what? 5 into 10 plus 9 into 1. That is again 59, right? Now the question says that we are having 2-digit number. 2-digit number in which ones place digit is ones place digit is equal to x, tens place digit is equal to y. So number will be equal to what? Number, original number. If I ask you what will be the number form, original number will be equal to tens place y. We are having at tens place y digit. That means y into 10 plus 1's place, that means x into 1, or if you can write 10y plus x. No need to write this sentence. This I am just writing for you to make you understand. Otherwise, you all are smart enough. You all are in class 9. Hope you all will be able to frame the equations. Now 1's place x, 10's place y. So 10's place 10 into y plus x. This is my original number. Now according to question, if the digits are reversed, now how the reversing will be take place? Reversed number. Now we have to find the reversed number. Reversed number means whatever digit was in 1's place, it will go in tens, and whichever digit was in 10's place, it will go on 1's place. So directly we can write 10x plus y. Reversed number is this, original number is this. Now according to question, their sum is equal to 99. So I can write 10y plus x plus 10x plus y is equal to 99. This is the easiest way that we can solve any questions. So as I told you, my dear students, to solve this exercise, you need to have a thorough knowledge of English and thorough knowledge of English, plus you should know to break the sentence into small fragments and then apply those sentences into mathematical expressions. Then only you all will be able to frame the equation and then solve. Thank you.